Hey, guys. All right, the gate was $1.21 million. The attendance was 12,754. Performance of the night went to Jim Miller and Glover Teixeira, and the fight of the night was Cowboy and Perry. Anybody got a question? Yeah, go ahead, buddy. Are we miking these guys, or? Yeah?
Hey,
there we go.
How tough was that fight of the night decision? Because
there was
the main event, main card that
the main event
brutal.
too.
Yeah,
I agree. The main event was incredible too. So, that was a tough decision.
What made you wind up going with that one?
I just think we all unanimously agreed that
it
was that fight was ridiculous too.
Take me through what you thought about the main event, and did that surprise you?
Yeah,
the outcome?
No. We made that fight because we think Jack Hermansson is talented, and the thing is with Jacare has this desire to win right now and to fight for the belt, and that guy just keeps moving forward. The body shots that he hit Hermansson with, the fact that Hermansson wasn't afraid to go to the ground, he even tried to guillotine friggin' Jacare. I would have never guessed that nobody goes to the ground with him and tries to do that. So very impressive. Hermansson 8 unbelievable body shots. Wasn't afraid of the ground, and first 5-round fight, and guy looked great.
I guess the talking point was that you guys had one way or another told Jacare, you win this fight, you get a title shot. Now he's lost. Is it safe to say that Hermansson's now in consideration at least?
Well, no, the fight hasn't even, there's still an interim champion and all this stuff. That's why Jacare hasn't got a shot. He's had opportunities. It's not like he's never had opportunities. There's guys out there who haven't even had opportunities. He has. And this is the way the ball bounces sometimes.
Wonder if you could talk real quick about Greg Hardy and how important that was for him, and then for you guys as an organization, for him to bounce back after what happened to him in January.
Yeah, I'm not going to say that I love that fight. You guys know. I've been doing this for 20 years. We don't do setup fights for anybody. And if I was a fan, and probably some of the media, the way some of the media acts, I would think that was, I don't know who the fuck that guy beat in 9 fights, but I'd like to see the 9 guys he beat. That was weird. Not to take anything from Hardy. Hardy came in great shape. Hardy doesn't make fights. Me and my guys do. And Hardy came in better shape, and he did what he had to do. He treated that guy like he was supposed to. So
does that change up how you guys will match Hardy up later this year for his next one?
No, it just, the guy's record is 9-2. I want to see the 9 guys he beat. You know what I mean? They might be in this room right now, actually.
I wasn't one of them, but
yeah, I wouldn't be shocked though.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Dana.
All right.
Dana, how much did the timing of the NFL draft have to do with Hardy's inclusion on this card?
Nothing.
Whatsoever?
No. Being in Florida is why we put him on this card.
Dana, what are your impressions of the South Florida crowd tonight? It's been a while since you guys have been here. And did it improve its reputation to where you guys may come back a little bit sooner than a 4-year gap?
It's funny. All the fans were asking me that tonight, too. Obviously, we did a fight that was, most of the card was on free TV. And we had 12,754 in the building and a $1.21 million gate. So, yeah, I'm happy. So the answer is yes.
Hi, Dana.
Hi.
A couple of months ago, you said that you were going to start building a performance center in Puerto Rico. When is that taking place? And when are you guys planning to go to Puerto Rico? It's about 2 hours from here.
Mexico and Puerto Rico we're doing, and my team right now is looking at land and things like that right now. We're laying out the whole business plan for those places, but it's happening.
In terms of a card in Puerto Rico.
And what?
In terms of having a card, an event in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, one step at a time. We got to get what we're looking to do is to kickstart the market down there. I know that after the hurricane, there's still a lot of damage down there and things like that. And I've heard from people that, There's not a lot of work. Kids are looking for things to do down there, so we think this is the perfect opportunity to build the Performance Institute down there.
Dana, last night with Titan FC and then tonight, and I know you talked about the crowd tonight, but what did you think of the two events? And then also just the reason for why South Florida has been growing with MMA and why we did this tonight on a card that was a decent card, but not a huge card tonight.
Yeah, I think that, I had fun at the fights last night too. And I think obviously the sport has come a long way since the last time that we were here. And I do credit Dan Lambert and the American Top Team too for, Dan spent a lot of money down here and done a lot of great things for the sport and for fighters in South Florida. And I think he's created a lot of awareness. And, I credit Dan big time too for what's going on down here.
Hi, Dana. Good to see you again. What was the conversation you had with Glover Teixeira after his performance?
He was just so excited that he had won, and he and Matt Serra are really close and good friends. So he just came over and was just celebrating. Nothing. He was saying something to me through the cage. I'm half deaf and couldn't hear what he was saying. I'm assuming he was telling me he wanted to fight somebody, but I couldn't hear him.
What was your impressions of Mike Perry tonight?
He looked awesome tonight. I think that I was very impressed with how composed he was. He wasn't being wild. He took his time, picked his shots. When he hurt Cowboy, he didn't run after him, like he usually gets crazy and runs after him. He took his time, and you saw every time that he did get near him again when he thought he was hurt, Cowboy had an answer and fired off something sneaky. And he really fought a good fight tonight against a really good guy. Tonight was a big win for Mike Perry, because of who he beat and how he beat him.
You also said that you were going to have a meeting with Conor McGregor this week while you were down here. Has that happened yet?
Yeah, no, I was supposed to meet with him down here. We're going to meet in L.A. instead.
And do you have any update on Tony Ferguson and what his status is?
Yeah, as far as I know right now, Tony's still not ready to go. Or I would be trying to book him.
Anyone else?
Anybody else? Yeah, right here behind you.
You're here at the BB&T Center, and then we also have in Miami the American Airlines Arena. So when UFC does come back, is there a preference whether to go to Miami, to stay in Sunrise Fort Lauderdale, or is that just something you look at later on?
Yeah, that's a good question. I guess it would depend on the fight. It would depend on what fight I would bring down here. If we bring a pay-per-view and if we bring some, if it's a pay-per-view, it's obviously at least one title on the card. So we would figure that out. Yeah. Anybody else? Thanks a lot, you guys. I really appreciate it. Have a good night. video cameras pulling camera 11. Thank you. Have a good night.
What up? Ma.
Good now. Mike, back here.
Hello,
Congrats,
sir.
Congrats on the win, man.
Thank you.
Safe to say that was a pretty important one for you, right?
Hard fought, man. It was fun. It was a good time, and I got the dub at the end of the day, and it was important. I was definitely telling myself before the fight, I was like, man, the people are behind me, and I failed them a couple of times. I wouldn't say failed, but I've lost. So I was really looking to get the win tonight. Even, you know, it would have been better by KO. They probably would have been behind me more, but as long as all I've heard was that people enjoyed the fight, it was a good fight. That's what I'm here to do, man, bring entertainment.
How important was it to be able to do it in Florida, be able to do it in South Florida where you're from?
And against another Cowboy, right?
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So big tonight here in Florida. The people were showing me so much love, and I could feel it. That's why you saw me like that. I was just really having a good time. You know, when I was in the back warming up, I was so aggressive. I was getting it. I was hitting so hard. And then all of a sudden, it was like I got tired and something changed. And I just got focused. And I stayed calm and patient. And I went out there and I fought. And that's it. I just let the fighting take over. And, you know, it's a scary thing because I feel like sometimes when you just fight with the passion like that and it doesn't seem as technical in my mind, it's like anything could happen. He could win or I could win. But if you think too much about the technique, you might not get the win anyway, so you might as well just go out there and give it your all, and that's what I did tonight.
It was only about, 60 hours ago or so you were talking to us about how rough of a weight cut you were having, and you were kind of a little bit pissed at the world. And were you concerned at all that having that tough of a weight cut was going to affect you coming into tonight, or by the time Friday afternoon rolled around, were you all good?
Nah, man, I'm always ready to fight. I get in there every time with bumps and bruises. You're never 100%. I definitely enjoy drinking water and juices and sodas and eating again. And I put back on 19 pounds, and I haven't put that much weight back on in a weight cut in a while. So in a way, I did my weight cut kind of good because I put more on, and it made me real strong in there tonight. And, you know, it's just, I was thinking about that weight cut, and I was like, man, it's such a crazy world we live in. I was like, a couple of days ago, I was like, I wanted to fucking die. I was like, I hate this so much. Everything about it is just so terrible. And now I'm like on top of the world. You know what I mean? I didn't get the KO, but I don't care, baby, because shoot, you can win or lose, and you still walk away limping, but the check is big, so I'm so happy right now, man.
And you mentioned limping. I was going to ask you physically, how are you, and like how soon do you want to get back in there? I know that was a tough one, but how soon do you want to get back in there, and do you have any idea who might want you might want to fight next?
Well, I think the Darren Till fight's a good fight. He's called me out in the octagon. I just called him out in the octagon. I think that's good press for the UFC to put together. The fight makes sense. I used to not want to call people out who were coming off a loss, but you know what? You up in the top and you got that number next to your name. I'm gonna need that spot. So I'm gonna need that fight if it's available. If not, you know, the UFC will call with some ideas. I'm sure they got names, and you know, it was once I laid down, I was watching Jacare fight, and I had some ice on my feet and legs, and then I took one off my right leg and put it on my cheek and my head, and I was like, I went to get up and I couldn't really move. I was just kind of standing still, like, oh, I can't walk at all. But now the blood is flowing, and you know, I could walk. I just did like a little half a jog in the hallway out there. So, you know, but I do got enough money to chill for a little bit, man. And like I said in the octagon, these guys are fighting like once a year. So let me Let me chill. I did just come off some knee surgery a little bit ago. Looks like it healed pretty good. Looks like I did everything right. And, I'm going to just chill, get back to the gym, work with my boys. We got some other fighters there that are definitely going to be having some big fights coming up. We got more UFC guys. We just got to get back to it, back to work, having fun with it, do some more jiu-jitsu. I'm still a dang purple belt, so I got to level up and get better. And they can call, and when the time is right, it'll work itself out.
Platinum, congratulations on the W. It seemed like Cowboy tried to bait you a few times on his back. How tempted were you to engage with him there? But you seem to keep your composure and stay on the ground, stay on your feet.
That's something I want to get back to the gym and drill. Is if they're knocked down right there, and they're working for that up kick, I didn't want to get up kicked and do something stupid. So I want to work on, throwing them feet to the side and landing a good shot right there, and then getting position. But when we did clinch up and I got some takedowns when we were in tight, I went ahead and worked there, and the ground and pound was a big differential in this fight. So, just working on the whole sport, the big picture, which is putting it all together, finding that balance, and, hitting these people hard, man. And I hit that dude hard, but he was tough as they come. I mean, come on, he kicked me, and I checked it, and he bust his toe up, and he didn't kick me again. I think I did it again, and they just popped it back out, and he kept fighting. So, we at a high level, man. These guys are tough. I was tough. I know I took some shots. His right hand was longer than anybody's ever, so I thought I was in like a safe spot where I could turn, but it would still hit me. So I made the adjustments, though, and I got the dub, and that's what it's about.
Mike, congratulations. What the hell is this story about with an accidental almost hanging? Can you explain that a little bit, please? What happened?
Yeah, look at me. I'm kind of laughing, but it was kind of messed up, man. But it was like an epiphany, and it was just an accident in the gym. I was tired. It had been a long day, and we were about to do filming. Jacare was doing filming with ESPN for this fight, and there was a rubber band, like one of those bands that you work out with. Girls like wrap around their legs and like do squats and stuff with, right? And I was just doing a little stupid joke, and I don't know, it was stupid, right? So I put my neck in it, and like I leaned forward, and then as soon as it got tight, I went to try to hold on, and 2 seconds, I went, and I went out. But I didn't know I went out, right? And I swung and hit my face on this metal bar, and I chipped my tooth. And like people kind of looked, and they were like, "Mike, quit playing." And I'm hanging. I'm like this. There's no video of it, right? And Jacare's filming with ESPN. He hit in the back. And my girl said that he saw me, and he ran over and he grabbed me, took it off. And him and Alan Nugent were there and like waking me up, and I was waking up, and I had just been dreaming, and I was like, oh wow, I was just in the gym doing that stupid neck workout thing. That was stupid. And it told me like, man, and that's why, Jacare is like my hero. He literally saved my life, so I really appreciate that guy. I'm sorry he didn't have the best night tonight, but that's the sport we're in. But the epiphany that it gave me was that, because I used to have great fear coming out of some of these fights. My nerves and emotions were all over the place. Sometimes I felt great, sometimes I didn't. And it just told me like, man, you got a great life on your hands. You get to do the best job in the world. Go out there and entertain these people. And you are passionate about it, but sometimes I try to fight that passion and be technical. So it just told me, like, you got nothing to worry about, because you go outside, you go on roller coasters, get in your car, you could die at any time, man.
Did it change you?
I think so. I think it changed me. I mean, I felt great tonight, and there were times and I was like, dang, but it was all more focused. It was way more focused and grown up.
Mike, to piggyback off the emotion part of that, Dana White credited a lot your patience and lack of going with that bullfight mentality at times when you rocked. And do you
like he didn't like it? He didn't
No, he did. He said that it was great
wow.
on your part. That's what was your advantage there, where you actually took your time and patience there and actually avoided getting into a situation where maybe could have gone the other way. So do you credit that kind of what happened to you there with that, or is there something else? Where'd you go mentally to put yourself in a position where you didn't put yourself in a more dangerous predicament?
You know, that's funny because I think about that in the moment. I'm like, you know, Dana White and the fans want to see me go for it. They're cheering my name. They want to see me go for the kill. And when I think that, I give a little faint, and I try to see where he's at, and his angles were very awkward, and my ability to hit him off of his right hand wasn't there. So I had to find it different ways. And you know, I think about these things while I'm fighting, like, man, I got to put a little more on it, and I got to fight a little harder. I can't let the people down. But the patience that I did have, you know, feinting and getting out of the way of stuff, and making the adjustments from when he was hitting me and slowing him down too. He does kind of gas when we're fighting hard like that, and he did. So the distance and the speed changed, and I'm a 10-fight vet now in the UFC too. You know what I mean? That means something. So I'm fighting smarter and smarter and better, and I'm still young, and I'm getting better, and I'm growing, and I love this shit.
And also on that explosion where you literally lifted him basically over your head and slammed him, where'd you go there in your mind, and how'd you feel after that slam?
I forgot about that until after the fight. They told me in the locker room, but I didn't even think about ground and pound before the fight. You know what I mean? I thought I was going to hit him with some right hands while we were on the feet. That was my game plan, is like stop the takedowns in the clinch. If we're in the clinch, try to hit them with the elbows. I just want to hit people on the feet and knock them out. So I guess that's another thing. I got to get back to the drawing board and see all the places that I can beat these people, as I have more than just one or two.
Mike, just one question. Great moves, man. For a minute there, I thought we were going to have a dance-off between you and Cowboy. What got you started to move around? You had the crowd behind you.
I was feeling it, bro. I was feeling pretty good about myself and about being here tonight, and I really wanted to entertain and entertain myself. You know what I mean? And if I'm having a good time for myself, then I hope everybody else did too. And it sounded like they were. They was loving it. So I'm just blessed, bro. I was having a great time, man. And the music was good. What song was that, bro? I got to get that song. I fuck with that Despacito too. That was good. Thank you. Shout out Greg Hardy. He on this bit now.
Jacare, know that wasn't the outcome you were looking for tonight. I wonder if you could talk a little bit about the fight and if he brought more to the fight than you expected in any kind of way.
Yeah, he come with the good game plan and surprised me. In the first round, he hit me hard and choked me. The choke was tired. Yeah, I was asleep a little bit, but the guy pressed my. Many people was pressed my neck before. It's normal for me, but I was sad. I'm sad because I did a great training camp for this fight. I don't feel tired, but I can't put my game on in the octagon. I'm bad right now.
Did it surprise you that he was so willing to go to the ground with you?
I don't know, but I train with Rodolfo, many tough guys, and I train good, but I don't do my best inside the octagon. He come with the good game plan, but I don't put my game to work. Oh man, I'm bad. Congrats to Jack. He do a great job tonight.
Obviously, I know it's fresh, but do you start thinking? How soon do you start thinking about where you go from here, and how soon you want to get back in there and try to build off of what happened tonight and get something going again?
No, I don't have plan right now. I came back to my home, take a vacation with my family. Tomorrow I'm going out with my kids. I don't know. I need back to my family and that's it. You're welcome.
Greg, that seemed like more in the wheelhouse of what you were expecting to do in January. This was a little bit more what people were expecting of you too, probably tonight, huh?
I really have no idea what people expect. You know, I've been in this for 2 years and slowly developing. You know, had a little hiccup last fight, ran into some walls. So I think, I don't know, half the people expect me to clean the clock, half people expect me not to know what to do. You know, truth is I'm developing into a real fighter, man. So expectations get higher every fight.
You know, how fun is that for you as an athlete, coming from doing something that you did for many, many years and did it at the highest level possible to now having to learn stuff kind of from the ground up? I mean, is there something about that that's fun for you as an athlete?
Oh, man, it's a ball, you know. I was just talking to Tyron and Beesbing about just the fact that being back, even with the booze, even with anything, man, it's the allure, the magic of the lights, the show, the people just giving you all the attention regardless of what kind of attention it is. It's amazing, man. There's nothing like it, and there's nothing more captivating than being in front of a crowd going to war.
Talk a little bit about Dimitri, because I will say that when Dana was back here, he wasn't really in love after the fact of the matchmaking, I guess, and I think he was a little disappointed in the effort that came from your opponent tonight. So can you talk about that maybe a little bit?
Doesn't Mick Maynard make the matches? I think Dana White loves Mick Maynard. What are you talking about? Thought they were besties.
He just seemed a little bit disappointed in your opponent. That's all I'll say. I
would say that rich men don't really get disappointed because they're still rich. But you know, I'm here to fight, man. Whoever they put me in there with, I'm a fight. I come to fight. I'm prepared to fight. I love to fight, and that's what happened. You know, those guys make the matches. Those guys are the bosses. They are the best bosses in the world. You know what I mean? He's the best boss in the world, best matchmaker in the world, man. Fans loved it. I loved it. And if there was any fall off, I think, and I know you guys trust to believe it's going to be remedied. this is the biggest show, baddest show on earth, man, and I'm a part of it. So,
Greg, if you could,
fire jacket.
appreciate you, brother. If you could compare this win tonight to a moment from your football career, what would it have been similar to?
There's no comparison, man. You know, it goes along with the question you asked earlier, man. I'm reaching heights that I've never reached before, man. You know, I've been alongside Titans for my whole life. You know, Michael Orr, Greg Golden, Joe Kim Noah, Al Horford. I played against these guys in college, man. You know, like I always say, Tom Brady, Cam Newton, like these are Titans. These are, you know, monsters in the game. And to come over here and transition into a place where Titan is not even the right justification for what these guys are, man, is amazing. And I just don't think that these heights have been reached yet. You know, this is gonna make Bo Jackson look like a joke, man. You know, I'm the fight sports athlete version of what Jordan can be, man. This is just getting started. We're scratching the surface, basically.
What did you think about the crowd reaction? You won this fight. You're South Florida. Dana said you're on the card for this, not because of draft weekend at all. So you're the hometown guy. What did you think when you saw and heard the reaction?
I loved it, man. You know, and really, if you really listen, there's more, less and less boos, man. All I hear is the crowd. All I hear is the people that appreciate me. And a lot of people never really asked me this question, but before anything happened to Greg Hardy in his career, to the Kraken along the way, people booed me, man. You know, like people are gonna boo. It happens. But all I heard was cheers, man. I heard people that love me. I heard my crowd, my fans, the people that I've embraced, came down here, you know, been living here for 2-3 years, accept me and enjoy what I put out. You know, that was my favorite part of it. That was the best feeling, just to know that they enjoy what I put out.
Does it motivate you at all? Would you rather they be cheers, or do you kind of enjoy the boos? Does that drive you?
All of it. I love all of it. Like I said, man, it's alluring, dude. It's spectacular. It's sparkly. It's a beautiful thing to know that people hate you. They love you. Do they hate you? Do they love you? They want to get to know you. They want to date you, hang out with you, play with my hair. It's long and luxurious. Like, it's a fun, fabulous situation, man. And I'm looking forward to just being inside these encounters, you know, interacting with these new fans and seeing what comes of it, you know?
Congratulations. And Dana also praised you and for you getting ready and doing what you needed to do tonight. And I'm just wondering, did you do anything different to get ready for tonight? Did your training change at all for you? And then how did you feel after going through a whole training situation?
Naturally, you know, the training's I would assume naturally for the best, you know, and these are some of the best fighters in the world. You know, these are the best fighters in the world in the UFC. So naturally, I would think the regiment would change. But for me, you know, we hit a lot of walls. And just being a rookie in this sport, you got to make adjustments fast. So it changed dramatically in the aspect of filling holes, filling gaps, going in, replacing things and changing things in my perspective. But I would say what happened was what's going to happen in the future and going to continue to happen. That's my MO, guys. Leaps and bounds, man. You know, you think style bender learns fast. My avatar hasn't even been unlocked yet, man.
Greg, you know when you're going to back into training? You're going to take some time off and then get back into whatever the future holds.
Like I said, man, leaps and bounds. I'm going to go home, get a checkup, make sure I'm good, and then I'm going to get back to physically training my body so that I can come back and go to wrestling practice, go to jiu-jitsu. Mike was talking about he's a blue belt, I'm a white belt. So I got a lot of catching up to do, and it's back to the drawing board because, you know, I got to earn some of this respect. I got to go back and I got to keep proving to you guys that I can, you know, stay here. I've proven that I belong here, guys, and now it's time for me to prove that I can stay here because I owe you that much, and I'm going to have a whole lot of hell of a fun doing it. All right, you guys rock, man.
as well. Very similar.
Hi, guys.
Jack, Jacare.
Hi.
Congrats on the win, man.
One more time.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
Safe to say, obviously, the biggest of your career by far.
For sure.
I mean, not just the moment, the main event slot, but the opponent as well.
Yeah, it's definitely the biggest fight of my career, and super happy to get the win, of course. But I would have been even happier if I managed to finish him. But this is a 5-round fight, and I went all the 5 rounds, so that gives me a lot of material to watch and to learn from.
I don't think it would be fair to say people counted you out, but would it be fair to say that you opened a lot of people's eyes with how you were able to perform tonight?
I really think so. I think a lot of people were sleeping on me, and people thought that I was just jumping into this fight, and I give it a shot and see if I can win. It wasn't like that at all. I really believed that my skills were better than his, and I think I proved that tonight.
I think a lot of people also would be surprised that you were so willing to go to the ground with him, and he mentioned back here that choke was tight, like that was legit. Was part of the game plan all along to go to the ground with him and test him there, because most people would not be willing to do that?
Yeah, the game plan was to mix it up, and later in the rounds I got a little bit tired, so I didn't have the drive in my takedowns, because I wanted to fight even more on the ground than we actually were. So it was really, really close there in the first round, was it right? I was close to finish that guillotine choke there, and Jacare showed how great he is, because I would have finished 9 out of 10 guys down there, but I didn't finish him.
And we knew a couple days ago when we talked that he had been talking about being promised a title shot if he beat you. Didn't happen for him. What is your push now with your bosses, and sort of what do you want next? And
I think they should be talking about me. When is Jack gonna get a title shot? What do I have to do to get one? And that's what I'm interested about, and that's what I'm gonna ask the UFC. What do I have to do? Who do I have to beat? Is it that guy? Is it that guy? Give me that guy. I want to beat him, and I want to get the title.
Jack, congratulations on the W. Earlier today, at your hotel, you were chilling poolside at the rooftop, in the shade, of course. What was going through your mind hours ago during those moments?
Yeah, I was visualizing what I was gonna do tonight, and over and over again, all the different situations. Just preparing myself for this war, that we're going into, and that's how I prepare myself. I sit alone, and I'm working it over here in the computer, just visualizing.
And did it go the way you were visualizing it?
I had a couple of options up here. One of the options was an early finish that I was hoping for. My coach was always telling me that this is the fight that's going to happen. You're going to outpoint him. You're going to be more precise. You're going to have better precision than him. He's going to throw the big bombs, and you're going to stick and move. And that's the fight that happened.
How tight did you have the choke around his neck?
Extremely tight, it was so close. It was just a small adjustment, and I'm gonna go back, and I'm gonna, this is the choke. It's something that have been hitting lately, and I'm gonna perfect it even more, in practice, and make sure that no one is getting out of that again. It was really, really close, but he did a good job to get out of there.
Jack, over here. In the fifth round, what were you thinking? What did you want to do in the 5th round? How did it go for you and what you wanted to do? And what did you think that it had to go to the decision? Did you think you had that fight, or were you a little like, oh, it's going to a decision here with the judges?
I knew it was my fight, but I didn't want to go to 5 rounds. It's terrible to be in there in 5 rounds. It's a long time, I was super tired. I want to get out of there. My coaches were telling me, "No, Jack, in this round you're gonna keep the distance." And I'm just like, "Nope, I ain't. I'm gonna take him down. I want to be on top. I don't want to stick and move. I don't want to dance. I'm tired, I want to get out of here." So I just threw a couple of hard punches and tried to take him down,
Now, Jack, in that first round, you rock him, you get him in that near choke. In the second round, you dominate him on the ground, you keep him down there for the majority of that round. How much of a confidence builder was it for you through those moments when you're seeing that you're controlling somebody who most people find one of the more dangerous people in that zone, and you're just basically showing off at that point?
It's a great, not a confident booster, but more like, a confirmation, Yeah, you're that good, I thought I was that good, now I know.
And in that third round, which is, I believe, would be the one round that a lot of the judges gave in Jacare's favor, was it more like you were just taking a step back for a moment to catch your breath again, or was it just that you felt like Jacare actually caught a second wind?
He has, he's always, not a second wind, but he's just coming all the time, and it's his heart, He's one of those fighters that he doesn't give up. And I was telling my coaches, it's so important that I'm disciplined through the 5 rounds, because he's not going to stop, It doesn't matter how tired he gets, he's going to throw bumps on you. And I was thinking, man, can't he take a step back, but you can't count on your opponent to give you space. You got to create it yourself, and I try to do so. But sometimes I got hit, of course. But fortunately, I hit him more than he hit me.
Congratulations on your victory. You said you would fight anybody to get your title shot. Who would you prefer, Joel Romero, Kelvin Gastelum, perhaps Chris Weidman as your next opponent?
I would prefer the one that gives me the title shot. That's what it's about, So that's what my question is going to be, Hey, the UFC, who is going to give me the title shot? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? That's the guy that I want to fight. And, is it 1 fight or 2 fights? I'm not sure, But I think that me saving this card, and taking this fight on a short notice, I think I should get rewarded for that as well, And but I want to beat the best guys. When I get to that title, I want everybody, all of the fans, to really believe that I deserve it. Because when I get that title, I want people to recognize me as the best fighter in the world and nothing less. I don't know. Thank you.